We have scaled to over 100 properties, but today we want to pause and reflect. No matter how big you get, no matter how many doors you have, no matter how many properties you're co-hosting, the fundamentals never change. It's all about hospitality. And in honor of back to school season, we are bringing it back and we are talking about the basics, the fundamentals, that hospitality is the core of this short-term rental business. Many of you don't know, but I actually started my entire career in hospitality. I went to a hospitality magnet high school, I had a full ride scholarship to hospitality program at UNLV, and I worked for the best. I worked for Four Seasons. So if anyone knows hospitality, it's me. A reason why we started MBX Homes, or back then MB Experiences, is because we saw the need for really great, memorable experiences and stays in Los Angeles. And that's exactly why we started this company. Just like hotels, you are welcoming guests from all over the world. You might be the host of an Airbnb that a family picks and decides to spend their one time a year vacation at. That's really important. It's really important that you hone in and understand why you've even started this business in the first place. Yes, the money's great. Yes, it's great to have passive income if you're an owner, or have the tax benefits if you're a solo operator. But if you're a co-host and you want to really grow this business and you want to be successful, you have to remember why people are even picking your Airbnb in the first place. Everybody's talking about AI, technology, automations, and I totally get it, and you have to be on board with those things, but you have to also remember that this industry is very much a human-to-human business. Whether that's with you speaking to your guest or you speaking to your clients, aka your homeowners if you're a co-host, this is a human business and you have to have that touch. As you're scaling your operation, you're investing in more doors, you have more co-hosting clients, it is so easy to get caught up on the business side, which is a good thing. You still have to know your KPIs, you have to manage your team, you have to be present with your team, you have to understand your numbers and your bookkeeping, but it's also really easy to forget the basics. Number one rule is make sure you have empathy and understanding for your guest. You are doing this every single day. You're in that Airbnb app, you're in your direct booking, you're in your PMS, you're messaging guests all day long, but guess what? Your guest might not travel that often. They might not be really great with the app. They might not even know what an Airbnb is or that there's an actual host to that Airbnb. Yes, it's literally happened before. So with that, you have to be kind. You have to be clear. You have to set your expectations. And the hardest one is you have to be patient, because you never know who's on the other side of that messaging app. It might be an international traveler. It might be someone older who just doesn't understand technology. Or it might be someone who's like fresh out of high school and they're on their first trip. You seriously have to put yourself in their shoes. And that's something that we preach to ourselves almost every single day, because let me tell you, it does get a little frustrating when a guest is not being cooperative or they're asking a million questions. I get it. You're like, are you not reading the listing? But that's what comes with this business. You have to be their concierge, their front desk manager. You have to walk them through the reservation. This kind of piggybacks to what we just said, but it's having warmth and great communication. I always thought I was a great communicator. I've always been a chatty Cathy, but to be honest, this role really tested my communication skills. And I realized that I wasn't really being the best communicator. And sometimes it starts with your listing, having those clear expectations and making sure those expectations actually follow through the reservation. In your communication, you also have to match your guest. If your guest is a little bit more casual, you might want to respond a little bit more casual. If they're a little bit older and formal, you might want to go that way. If they're international and you can clearly tell they're using like a translator, you might want to use very simple words and maybe even have some like YouTube videos attached or some photos. You really have to understand what's going to be the best way to communicate with your guest. And lastly, you have to be really thoughtful. If you know somebody's coming in for a birthday, make sure you wish them a happy birthday. If you know somebody's coming in for, unfortunately, a funeral, give them your condolences. If they're moving in their kids to university, congratulate them. Give them some restaurant recommendations. Give them some tips on the city. All of these little messages really do go a long way, and they'll populate in your reviews. Communication sets the tone more than any amenity. And I have proof of this because almost all of our reviews highlight our communication skills, how efficient we were, how fast we responded, and they usually mention that before they say, oh, and we love the hot tub, oh, we love the rooftop, oh, and the parking situation was great. So I know that having clear communication is so helpful when someone is traveling to a new city. The basics are the most important thing you could have in your STR or your MTR. A guest just needs easy and clear instructions. They need to check in easily, and it needs to be clean and it needs to look like the listing photos. If you master those items, you're already at a 4-star. Everything else is just extra credit. Your instructions start with your listing. If you need to register IDs before check-in, that needs to be in your listing. If you need to get a parking pass, that should be noted in your listing. That should also be noted in your check-in instructions. Maybe there should be a photo in your check-in instructions, and the parking pass should actually be at the listing when the guest checks in. When the guest checks in, if they're having a little bit of trouble, you need to have an SOP where you could easily troubleshoot and get them through the door. And of course, once they enter, it needs to look like the actual listing photos, and it needs to be clean and updated. And it needs to look like somebody actually cares about this vacation rental. There are so many times when we take over listings or we meet with solo operators, or we meet with these really big co-hosts. There's so many maintenance issues. The pillows have yellow stains on them because no one's looking at these things. Maybe they're missing a wine glass or two. And all of these things do add up as you're welcoming all your reservations. So if you can really keep up with the cleanliness, keep up with the maintenance, and really keep up with your listing and have the right people in place to help you, you will absolutely succeed. Guests and travelers will 100% remember when you fail them, when you are not the reliable host, when the Wi-Fi is spotty, when there's no hot water, maybe they don't feel safe, maybe you weren't clear about how the parking works, maybe your listing photos are not actually like your listing because maybe you updated your listing and your listing photos are outdated. Guests will always remember those negative aspects of their trip. So make sure that all of those items are buttoned up in your listing. We're managing over 100 properties, but we have never forgotten that we are a hospitality first company. At MBX Homes, we make sure that our basics are never forgotten and never lost. And it all starts with staff training. From our handymen to our cleaners, to our virtual assistants, to people that help with guest communications and operations, everybody knows why we're here. And that is to help a guest out and to make sure that they feel welcomed in any space that they're in. Quality checks are huge, and it's something we pitch to all of our co-host clients, and it's something we truly do. After every clean, there's an inspector. That inspector is there to make sure cleanliness is done, filters are being changed, pillows are fluffed, the throw pillows were actually washed, it's stocked. I mean, there's just so many little nuances in this industry that make or break a vacation rental. And that's why we always make sure that there is somebody at the physical property ensuring that things are being done. And a little MBX pro tip, your cleaner is not your inspector. I know so many solo operators that heavily rely on their cleaning team, and a lot of hosts and co-hosts out there that really only have their cleaners as being eyes on the property. But does it make sense? Are they really the ones checking their own work? Probably not. A cleaner's role is to clean the unit. It's to make sure that cleanliness is top notch. Their role, however, is not to change filters out. It's not to make sure your battery supply is there. It's not to make sure each remote is there. It really does take a village to properly run a vacation rental. And the more lux you get, the more properties that you get, there's gonna be a lot more little details that you need to make sure are done. I get asked all the time how I remember what every property has. The truth is, I don't know what every property has, but we have it all written down in their file. We have SOPs for every single property, every single inspection has an SOP, our cleaners have an SOP, and this is how we're able to provide consistency for very unique properties. Technology, automations, AI, those are all amazing and those are all there to reinforce your business. But hospitality is truly the foundation of it all. No matter if you're hosting 1, 20, or 100 properties, being a great host starts with the fundamentals. Don't ever forget why you started this. I know so many solo operators who truly wanted to home share. They really wanted to welcome guests. They had this huge vision for their bed and breakfast, but they quickly forgot why they even started this. Don't be that host. We're here to encourage other hosts and be that reminder that you truly started this probably for a reason, and that is to be welcoming, of course, to make some extra money, but it was truly to have a hospitality focused business. And if you're a co-host out there or you're looking to start getting into co-hosting and you really want a supportive group, make sure you check out our Facebook group, the co-hosting group with Mercedes. We're all co-hosts in there. It's a safe space. You can absolutely write in there, ask questions, and we're all there to support each other in this very niche industry. People always ask us why we started this business, how we got into it, and the truth is we saw a need for really great vacation rentals. That is our why, and I hope this video reminds you of your why you started this business. And if you have any questions at all regarding hosting or co-hosting, make sure you drop them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching this video. It was actually pretty fun to make this video and just also give ourselves a little reminder of why we did this. Make sure you like and subscribe for more Airbnb and real estate focused videos.